Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. If you are new to my page, my name is Allison Wellington, certified dating and relationship coach, and I primarily work with busy professional women to teach them how to attract and keep the husbands that they deserve. You may have received an email, you may have received a DM, you may have seen the content, and I made this announcement that I'll be making a big announcement today, Wednesday, December the 10th at 5 p.m. Eastern. We are allowing people to come in before I start on my big, huge 2026 announcement. I see Nori by Nature. That's such a cute name. Nori by Nature says hello. Hello, Nori. How are you? Brianna, baby girl. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. If you have any friends who are struggling in their dating life, they are struggling in their relationship life, then please make sure that you share this live stream with them. Please make sure that you alert and tell a friend, because in just a few moments, I am going to get into my big 2026 announcement. And I'm calling it a 2026 announcement, but it really is going to go into effect. It's actually, when I get into the details, it's already in effect, and it's been in effect, and it will continue to do so. But put a little razzle dazzle on it and call it a 2026 announcement. Who's this? Hi, Jackie. How are you? Welcome, welcome. And as I said before, please tell a friend to join this live stream as I share this announcement that I have with all of you. Okay. If you are new to me, maybe this is the first time that you've seen me stream. As I said, I'm Allison Wellington, certified dating and relationship coach. I do 3 live streams a week. I do a Monday 12 noon where I answer your questions live coaching on YouTube exclusively. On Wednesdays at 5 p.m., I do training. And then on Fridays, I usually have a guest where we are talking about how we are fine tuning our life, how we are leveling up our lives, not necessarily to do with men, but to do with everything that makes us a better person. And if by default, that also allows us to live a more fulfilled life and attract partners that are more in alignment with us, then that's amazing. And if it helps our existing partners and husbands level up because they're seeing the example that you're leading, even better. So Wednesdays have now been dedicated to trainings, except for this Wednesday. Well, if I can share my screen once I'm done with my announcement, if I can share my screen once I'm done with my announcement that I will be sharing in just a few moments, then we will still have our training session, which is scheduled for Wednesday. Hey, Stephanie, how are you? If you are joining us on Instagram land, I want you to come on to YouTube. So comment the word YouTube to join us and see the slides. How about that? Okay. Because I'm not sure if that's going to work any other way. All right. So Instagram has gotten that message. We have enough people who have joined us so we can get into the big, huge announcement that I've been teasing for the last couple of days. And we're going to get into it right now. So, as I mentioned before, I want to share something that is important around how I am evolving my coaching moving forward. And after working with hundreds of women in my signature coaching program, The Partner You Deserve, and working with thousands of women through one-on-one calls, master classes, retreats, one thing became extremely clear to me. And what that is that it's not an issue of women not necessarily having the information, right? Like, many times we know that we need to show up as better versions of ourselves. We know how we're showing up and how to change it. Many of us, we're getting clearer on what we're looking for in a partner, in a partnership. We know what questions to ask. Sometimes we're afraid to ask them, but it's not an issue of information. What the issue seems to be, to me, is that many times we need support while we're actually dating. And that's what creates marriages, right? It's not a quick class. It's not a quick fix. It's not a quick YouTube video. It's not a single one-on-one session, but it's real mentorship. So as of today, The Partner You Deserve is no longer an 8-week program. And instead, I have moved it to a 12-month membership and mentorship experience. So I'll say it again. The Partner You Deserve, my signature program that I have been working for the last 5.5 years, that's helped hundreds of women get into the best relationships of their lives. They're getting engaged, they're getting married, they're buying houses, they're having babies, they're traveling the world, they're having the partnership that they've always wanted and they've been looking for. They have someone who can pour into them that they're pouring into as well. They have the family they've always envisioned, right? It's no longer going to be an 8-week program. And instead, it is now going to be a 12-month mentorship experience. So you still get the 8 weeks of live instruction. That's not going anywhere. You still get the 8 weeks of live instruction. I'm super passionate about live instruction versus a course because I don't know about y'all, but we buy a course and it just sits there in our digital shelf. I just bought a course for $400. I did like 2 weeks of the 8 weeks of it. Okay. Courses have their place for certain people, not for me. I need hand holding. I need direct eye contact. I need accountability, right? So you're still going to get the 8 weeks of live instruction on the feminine energy, on the dating strategy, on the confidence work, on the clarity. But now you're also going to get an entire year, 365 days, an entire year of accountability, an entire year of feedback, an entire year of course correction while you're dating in real time. So that means no backsliding, no disappearing, no settling, no slipping into old habits without someone who is catching it and putting you right back on track. So you'll have a coach with you through all of the moments that actually matter. So if you are serious about getting into a healthy, committed relationship that leads to marriage, this level of support is non-negotiable. So what I want you to do, I'm going to go ahead and put the link, and I want you to click the link to schedule your consultation. Okay. I'm putting the link. I just put it in the chat so that you can schedule your complimentary consultation. It doesn't cost you a dime, but I'll tell you this. The price is right there. So what I will not have, and y'all know me and y'all love me because I'm straightforward. Please do not schedule a consultation if you are not ready to invest. Please don't. It's disrespectful, right? So what we're not going to do is try to take advantage and then put that out there in the world, and then we're surprised when we're doing things that we know that we're not in a position to do, and we're not being fair and we're not being reasonable. And then when we get it back on the back end on our jobs, and when we get that same kind of karma on the back end with the men, then we're surprised. We mistreat our girlfriends all the time, right? And I like to think of you guys as girlfriends. We use and abuse, we manipulate, and then we're surprised when we get on the back end. So I put the link for you to schedule a call. It is complimentary, will not cost you a dollar, but let's schedule it when you are ready to invest. If you are not ready as of yet, it's a-okay. But please, 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 okay? So I see a lot of comments that are coming in, and I want to, Katrina said, shut up. Is it Katrina? Oh gosh. Katri, Miss Perez, please correct me. I love you. Don't be mad. Okay. Natasha Fable says, awesome. Human resource specialist says, this is dope. Oh, I'm a baddie. Thank you, girl. You're a baddie. Stop bragging. Okay. Chelsea says, and not just any coach, one that is going to hold you accountable with tough love. Yes, tough love. Tough love is my middle name. Okay. Now, this is a special caveat that I want to add to this, because there may be people who are on this live or you're listening to the replay and you're like, well, Allison, I invested in coaching 4 months ago. Allison, I invested in coaching 6 months ago. Allison, I invested in coaching 11 months ago. Guess what? I am not one of those people who are going to say, sorry, backsies, it's too late for you. I'm only offering this 12-month mentorship for people starting on December 10th and on. Absolutely not. If you have ever worked with me, are you holding on to your seats? Because I'm holding on to my seat. If you have ever worked with me as a client in the last 5.5 years, I am still going to offer you the 12 months of mentorship at no additional cost. Your computer didn't freeze, your phone didn't freeze, the laptop didn't freeze, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram did not. If I worked with you in the last 5.5 years and you still want to take advantage of the mentorship, I will grant it to you for free, no additional cost for the next 12 months. So when we say that coaching is a scam, when we say coaching doesn't work, when we say coaching is a money grab, there is no one that I've ever heard of in my life that would backtrack 5.5 years to clients. Because I want you to win. Because I want you to win. And I recognize that things happen in life. Sometimes we fall off. You guys were good in the first 8 weeks. You ain't have a choice. You had to show up live. We here. What you doing? Right? You were good when you were showing up for those sessions that I offered for the full 4 months thereafter. But then you moved. But then mama died. Daddy died. But you lost your job. You got overwhelmed. You lost a ton of weight. You got sick. Your babies got sick. You fell off. I want you to win. I want you to win. Therefore, I'm going to bring you on again. And we are going to do 12 months of mentorship if you want it. There is one caveat, I cannot lie. It's a little petty, a little caveat. You still have to be on my email list. So if you unsubscribe, I can't contact you. And I won't. I literally can't, because you unsubscribe. I'd actually get in trouble as a business if I email people who didn't give me their email address or they unsubscribed. It's like it's in the system, is locked in. I can't put you back on. If you are still on my email list as a former client, since 2020, I launched October. So I said 5.5 years. It's really 5 years, 2 months. Forgive me, right? I launched the end of September 2020, right? You get the 12 months included for free. You pay nothing extra. And for everyone who is registering now, I just put the link in the comments on YouTube and on Facebook, Instagram. You have to click. I mean, I'm going to put it in the thingy, but it's really useless because y'all can't click on it on Instagram, which is why I want you on YouTube and y'all being hard-headed. Go ahead. I put it in the comments on Facebook. I put it in the comments on YouTube. I put it in the comments on Instagram. You can't click it. So you have to click the link in my bio. The first button on every platform is going to say coaching for singles. The second one says coaching for girlfriends and fiancés, which I launched that program. I'll talk more about that in the new year, blah, blah, blah. Right? I want to make sure that we are focused here. Okay. Again, if you are just joining, my name is Allison Wellington, certified dating and relationship coach. I primarily work with busy professional women to teach them how to attract and keep the partners that they deserve. I've been doing this work for over 5 years. I've helped hundreds of women get into the best relationships of their lives. From there, they're getting engaged, they're getting married, they're buying houses, they're having babies, they're traveling the world, they have companionship, they have partnership, they're having fun again, they have someone who they can share their stressors of life, share the responsibilities of life, someone that can pour into them, someone that they are pouring into. This is the work that I've done for hundreds of women in my signature coaching program, The Partner You Deserve, thousands of women through masterclasses, one-off calls, retreats, and all the things. I just announced a major shift in my coaching practices, because what I realize is that it's not an issue of information, especially for the people who they worked with me those 8 weeks of live instruction. They know what to do, but life's things happen and we fall off. So moving forward, my coaching program is now going to be a 12-month mentorship, a 12-month mentorship that includes 8 weeks of instruction. I always have the live instruction. I do not play. No shade, no tea. I have a course, so I'm not shading anybody who does have a course. I don't do well in online courses. I need somebody who's going to hold me accountable expeditiously. Allison, where you been? Where you at? What you doing? Let me see your profile. Where you going this weekend? How do you change your hair? How are we stepping up? How is your therapy session, right? Someone who's going to hold me accountable. I need that. I don't know about y'all. Some of y'all could just take the information and run. I can't. I need my hand held. I need a cheerleader, and I need a mean coach who's going to tell me about myself, right? So my 12-month mentorship is still 8 weeks of instruction. And in that same container, you have 12 months of support. And as I also mentioned, if there's anyone, because I hate when you buy something and then that thing goes on sale and you're like, damn, I wish I could have taken advantage. Macy's might let you go back like within 30 days, and that's nice if you make that 30-day window. But I don't like the idea that there's somebody who says, Allison, I did the right thing. I invested in myself. I worked with you. I know I fell off. Allison, you were amazing. I know that life. And then I didn't get the full result that I could have gotten because things got in the way. And I would hate for someone to say, it's not fair. I did the right thing. I invested in myself. I showed up. Things didn't work out. Stuff happened. I fell off. And now I can't take advantage of everyone else who's investing late. Yes, I'm shading you because some of y'all have been following me for 6 months, a year and a half, 2 years. You could have paid $1 a day and been done with it by now and been married by now, right? So yes, I'm shading you if you've been watching me for a long time. You got to do something different to get a different result. They invested back in 2022. They invested back in 2023, and now they don't get advantage of the 12 months? Absolutely not. So anyone who is still on my mailing list, who is a former client of mine from September 2020, 5.5 years from now, will be able to take advantage of the 12-month mentorship at no additional cost. Don't tell me that coaching isn't worth it. Don't tell me that coaches don't care about you. Don't tell me that my coaching isn't worth it. Don't tell me that I don't care about you. Don't tell me that this is a money grab to take advantage of anybody, because the work that we do changes lives. And now I'm going to hold your hand for 12 months. 12 months. 12 months. Today, I took our family photos, our holiday photos. That's why I normally don't do my hair like this. Y'all always see the same hairstyles, either half up, half down, or some kind of sewing, or it's my hair, right? So I had to switch it up, right? I normally put on some makeup for y'all, but I put in a little extra. Y'all see some, because I had my family photo shoot today. It was stressful. It was better than last year when Rogue was 2, okay? It was stressful. My husband sucked his teeth and rolled his eyes a couple of times, but when the images come out, right? He is going to be gleaming with joy and pride. When we get the printouts and we have it up in our living room on the mantle, we are going to be so proud to say, this is our little family, the Wellington way of life. I want that for you. I want your professional photos that you're stressed out and you're pulling out your hand. Why do we do this every year? But, it looks so sweet thereafter. I want you on Amazon. Oh my gosh, I forgot to get the matching pajamas, and you're scrolling feverishly to get an outfit that can fit on the dog and the baby and everybody else in between. I want you to be like, oh my God, this guy never tells me what he wants for Christmas. I need to figure something out. The stresses of the holidays are good stress. It's not good stress. Let me deactivate or let me delete the app off my phone starting on the 24th because I don't want to see everybody who's so happy. I don't want to see the matching pajamas. I don't want to see the baby announcements. I don't want to see the engagements. And you might as well keep it deactivated through February the 16th. The algorithm sometimes is a little delayed because after Christmas is going to be New Year's. Same thing. The engagements, the babies, the kisses, all the stuff that you say that you want, but you're not willing to do what's necessary in order to make it happen. I will hold your hand through that for 12 months. For 12 months. All you have to do is decide. I want you to click the link. I'm going to put it again. If you are watching me on YouTube, which is where you should be, or you're watching me on Facebook, the link is right there in the chat. If you're watching this as a replay, I'll be sure to have it in the description. I'll be sure to have it pinned in the comments so you can't miss it. If you're watching me on Instagram land, I don't know why you're being so hard-headed. Come join me on YouTube. Comment or DM the word YouTube. I'll send you the link and you can join me, right? And then you'll have the link there, or you could click the link in my bio and it's right on the top. It's the first link and it says coaching for singles. All right, let me see what some of these comments are saying. We have human resource specialist. Ladies, I highly recommend 10 out of 10. Thank you. I appreciate this. Chelsea says, this is huge. She's coming in from 2021. I love that. Anyone in ATL, we have to go out. I think it's 2 high value events a week. I need a wing woman. Holla at her. Okay. Coach me. I want all the things. I love that. Yeah. So wait, so I went through in 2022. Can I come back? You sure can. You sure can. All right. Just Mo has the eye emojis. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. Natasha says, what? What? Absolutely. Okay. So, with that being said, I've made my announcement. You guys are super clear. You know what the next steps are. You know what you have to do. We cannot go into another holiday season 2026 complaining about our circumstances and doing nothing to change it. I am here to guide you, to support you, to mentor you for the next 12 months. You just need to decide. You just need to decide. You just need to decide that you want something different. And you can look at my page and tell that different is what I do. All right. Now, with that being said, I told you guys that I would promise if I can share my screen, I will, so that we could do what we're supposed to be doing on a Wednesday during the 5 o'clock hour, which is training. So let me pull up my Canva thing. And if I can share my screen, because I didn't test it first, I knew that the goal today was all about the announcement. So I did not test my new training situation. Let's see. I just want to make sure that I'm up. Oh, yep. This is the slide that I want. Okay, good. I got the slide that I want. Let me just take a couple more comments. And if I can share the screen, great. If not, we're going to wrap it up here. I will be back on Friday with Miss Cassandra, who is a marriage coach. We're going to be talking all things marriage on Friday. I can every other word but Friday 12 noon Eastern. So make sure that if you are not subscribed to my YouTube, that you subscribe. Okay, we have wishing you peace and love for the holidays, Queen. Thank you so much. Black says, this is amazing. Thank you. This is one of my favorite clients. She is engaged to be married. Oh, she's about to tell the tea right now. She's engaged to be married. She's getting married next year in Atlanta. Andrew and I will definitely be there. We got to find some childcare, but we're going to be there. Allison is the real deal, and it's time to take a hold of your love life and future. Thank you. Chelsea says, Allison literally changed my life. Not only with dating, creating opportunities with my business, creating a safe space for like-minded women, and traveling to new countries. Invest in yourself and watch the ROI, the return on your investment. I love that. Thank you so much. All right, folks, let me see if I can share my screen, Lord. You would think that COVID and post-COVID would have us just doing a better job of sharing screens. Ooh, okay, share screen. Share screen. Canva, it says. Oh, yes. Black Jazz 25 says, I took Allison's program in December. Wait, I'm going to share this. We got to see it. I took Allison's program in December 2023, and I met the love of my life February 2024. Black excellence. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. Okay. Share screen. Share screen. Canva. Oh, no. I opened up the Canva. Share. And is it present? Present full screen. Present. Okay, so I am going to click back over. I'm going to let this ride for a little bit. I want you guys to let me know if you can see the shared screen. I know that there's a little bit of a delay, so I'm just going to give it a couple seconds to be. Oh, excellent. So I see it shared on Instagram. So that means it must be shared every other place. Excellent. Let me see if I can change. No, I don't want it like that. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Let me do that right now so that we don't have any more calls that come in. All right, lovely people. So again, I was like, if you're just coming in, I just made the biggest announcement of all times. I am transitioning my coaching program to a 12-month mentorship, which means you still get the 8 weeks of live instruction via Zoom, small group or one-on-one. And then I have 12 months of mentorship where I'm going to hold your hand through, if you're watching this replay right now, through next year, December 2026, because I want to see you in the matching pajamas. I want you to be happy. I want you to be fulfilled in your romantic life. You're already fulfilled professionally. You already worked hard for the career. You worked hard for the job. You worked hard for the credit. You worked hard for the house. You have all of the other things in alignment except for your love life. You deserve the entire vision that you have in your mind for yourself. You deserve the vision board that you're going to be drawing up next month, but it can't just end at the vision board. It needs to be doing something different. And so even with me, I tell you guys to do something different, I will as well. I have plenty of clients, hundreds of them, in healthy, committed relationships, engaged, married, doing all the things. But I have had some who have fallen to the wayside because life lifed. They learned what they needed to learn. They began to execute, but something got in the way. And I don't want that to happen anymore. So moving forward, my coaching experience will now be a mentorship experience for 12 months to hold your hand through the entire process. And I'll even say this, if life lifes and you fall off, you become sick, your baby becomes sick, a parent passes away, and you need to take 3 months, 4 months, who cares? You got 8 months left, right? So things happen and you can get right back on. That's the beauty of my 12-month mentorship. I've put the link in the comments 1,000 times. I'll do it one more time before we get into this training. And then on Instagram, where you can't click a link, then you need to click the link in my bio. I'll also make sure I have it pinned in the comments and pinned in the description on YouTube. All right, folks. So you guys should be able to see my screen. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. I see the screen, so I assume that you guys can see it as well. One of the most popular questions I get, is, where do I meet good men? And I have to tell you that I feel like that question is a little disingenuous. If I can be frank, I feel like the question is disingenuous, right? And the reason why I say that is because you know where to go. You just ain't going, right? So if in case I am wrong, I have outlined for all of you 40 plus places for you to meet men. And then my top 10 are where we're going to meet good men. Now, I will say this, the way that one would define good will vary. What's good for me may not be good for Kristen, might not be good for Felicia, may not be good for Monica, right? So good is relative. We're not talking about abusive and cheating, right? But what's good for you might not be good for me, so on and so forth. We're looking for different things. We have different preferences. But for the most part, there are some qualities that are consistent with what a lot of women are looking for. So we'll get into that when we get into tier 3. All right. So again, if you are just joining, this is our Wednesday live training. I just had my big announcement. Watch it on the replay if you want to hear it again. I don't want to waste more time because I absolutely want to get to this part of today's training. If you are new, make sure that you subscribe. If I give you value, not if you're new, if this is valuable to you, please make sure that you like and subscribe. I do not have enough likes. I do not have enough subscribers for the value that I give three times a week. Okay, here we go. Where do I go to meet good men? So if you look at this pyramid, right? You look at the pyramid, the bottom of the pyramid is the largest portion. I call that tier 3. The tier 3 is what I also would consider the bottom of the barrel. You do not get credit from Align with Allison in my coaching program when you go to tier 3 events. It's the bottom of the barrel. Why? It's the bottom of the barrel because this is where you would go organically. This is your girlfriend texts you, hey girl, just come with me. There's a new restaurant that's opening up. Someone sent you an Evite. These are people who are already in your circle. Come with me to the 40th birthday party. Come with me to the retirement event. Come with me to the baby shower, the kickback, the ugly sweater party. These are the people who's already in your network, in your circle, in your community, in your family, and you should go, right? So as you can see on the screen, if you can't see, kickbacks, housewarmings, baby showers, birthdays, retirement parties, engagement parties, game nights, Friendsgiving, Super Bowl, gender reveal, barbecues and cookouts, bridal showers, graduate. You get the point. This is the stuff that's already a part of your natural circle. This is the things that you would do with friends and family. Now, I said you would not get credit with Align with Allison in my coaching program, but that doesn't mean that you still should not go. You should absolutely still go because you need to be a villager in the village. We complain about the village. We complain about people who don't help us with our kids. We complain about people who won't even take us to the airport or pick us up, but yet we don't show up for people. So be the change that you want to see. Still attend tier 3 events. However, with an expectation that you're going to meet the type of guy that you're looking for, slim. Why? These are your blood relatives if you're going to graduation parties. So clearly they're not available or not an option, right? These are, if we're talking about heterosexual women, these are lots of other women who's at the birthday dinner, 10 women at the birthday dinner. That's not to your advantage. These are people who you've been friends with for 20, 30 years. If you would have gotten with them, you probably would have gotten with them, right? So this doesn't really provide a significant pool of single available men that you would be interested in. Still go to tier 3 events. Still go to tier 3 events, but you're not going to get credit for tier 3 events in terms of, hey, I'm being intentional about where I go to meet like-minded, equally yoked, marriage-minded men. Y'all with me? Go, but you don't get credit for it. For dating, you get credit for it as a good villager in your village. All right, good. Tier 2. Tier 2 is where I want you to live, breathe, eat, sleep. You should be attending tier 2 events at least every other week. At least. And if you 100% legitimately, there's no way about it, you cannot go out at least every other week, then that means that you don't have time for a relationship. If you don't have time to go out with a girlfriend every other week, 4 hours on the 1st, 4 hours on the 15th, then you don't have time for a relationship. So then all of this is null and void. I mean, follow me and we could talk and, respond to my stuff and argue for me when the people be arguing with me in the comments, but you don't have time for a relationship, because how you don't have time to date, how you going to have time to date if you don't even have time to go out? You need to go out with your man. He going to be dragging you every which way, taking you out, time of your life, paint the town red, right? His family, your family, all the things. So yeah, every other week is I need you to live in tier 2 at the minimum, twice a month. That's nothing to ask. That's ridiculous. Anything less is ridiculous. Okay. So what is a tier 2 event? There, for example, we have concerts featuring male dominated genres like hip hop, like jazz, like Afro beats. Okay. If you went to the Brandy and Monica concert, I love that for you. That's not tier 2, because you're going to find a lot of women and you're going to find a lot of couples. And especially if you're talking about Beyonce, you're going to find a lot of gay guys that are not interested in you. You're not interested in them. Okay. So if we're talking about concerts, it needs to be in genres that are male centered, right? Like hip hop. Makes sense? One of my clients met her guy that she's still with 2 years later at a Locks concert. Hip hop. Good. Music festivals, car shows, motorcycle shows, sporting events, tailgating, sports bars during major games. So the playoffs, the Super Bowl, stuff like that. Okay. Sneaker con, Comic-Con, any kind of convention that is usually associated with entertainment. So tier 3 is going to be events that men attend in mass, right? The majority of the people who are there are men. And then also it's going to be entertainment based. So we're going there having fun. Those are your tier 2 events. Lots of guys, entertainment. Every other week minimum. And if you don't have time for that, I was about to cuss. Y'all know I don't cuss until after 8 o'clock when the babies are asleep. If you dead serious, and you know what I really want to say, if you dead serious don't have time for that, you don't have time for a man, which is cool. So you take care, you're studying for the bar, cool. You still in residency, you working 20 hours a day, cool. We're going to put the relationship on the back burner. You're going to get through whatever you're pushing through, and then we'll revisit this, okay? Tier 2, this is... So I lost my train of thought because I'm looking at the comments. This is going to be male-dominated entertainment. We need male-dominated because if you're interested in a man and a husband, then you got to be around men, right? So we want the ratio to be in our favor. Also, if you are one of the few women in the space, by default, you're getting more attention than anybody else, because what is a woman doing here? Women don't tend to be here. This is interesting. Oh, what are you doing here? What's your interest? Let me say this caveat before I move on. I only want you to go to events that you actually enjoy or are interested in trying. Do not go to a football game if you hate the cold. I hate the cold. I'm never going to a football game. Never, ever, 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 ever. Basketball's indoors. I like basketball. I'm a Knicks fan. My husband's a Knicks fan. We might go. Jets, sorry, I'm not going. It's too cold. All right. So I need you, look at how many events I've given you on this slide. Like, I need you to be for real. Take down 5 or 6 that you either like or would like to try and do those. Do not force yourself to do things that you don't like. It's going to come across in your energy. It's going to give resting bee face. Now you're not approachable and you're saying, well, Allison told me to go. Why isn't it working? Because you're not listening to the whole thing. Listen to the whole thing, right? All right, good. Comedy shows, especially with male comedians, tech expos, auto racing, Formula One, NASCAR events, video game tournaments, esports, whiskey, rum, cigars, if you like it or are willing to try it, would like to try it. All right. Every other week, tier 2, male dominated and entertainment based. Tier 1, and then I'm going to take your questions. Questions will only be answered on YouTube, even though now it's looking a little funny. Let me try this again. Put a little pause. And maybe that'll fix my comments because I'm not seeing any comments coming anymore. We'll see. Okay, so if you're just coming in, I did my big announcement. You missed it. It's okay. Watch it on the replay. We're now into our Wednesday 5 p.m. training. Now we're at tier 1. As you can imagine, those are the most desirable events. And if you're watching this on Instagram, you're in the wrong place. Join us on YouTube. Comment or DM me the word YouTube, one word. Automatically, you'll get the link to my page, and then you'll be able to see these slides a lot easier. You'll be able to ask questions in the comments. Okay, tier 1, your tier 1 events, they're the top of the top, topper for a reason, right? These are the events that are more refined. These are the events where we talked about that are going to tend to have the type of gentleman that one may call good, big quotation marks, okay? And I'll tell you why after I go through these events. Fundraising galas, political events or campaign launches, town hall meetings, Chamber of Commerce, Urban League or NAACP events, professional association meetings, charity or volunteer events, Habitat for Humanity builds, blood drives, civic organizations, in industry, but it should be industries that are male dominated. We want the ratio on our side. I just explained why. Tech, finance, real estate, medicine, higher education, right? Entrepreneurship, all the things. Investment workshops, real estate meetups, leadership summits, business panel discussions, alumni association events in major universities, professional, blah, 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 blah. Again, I've given you over 40. Choose 5 that you either like, or that you'd like to try. Okay, good. Now, why do I say this is the top of top? Number 1, many times these events are going to cost you. A fundraising gala is starting at $250 just for the plate, right? Then it's hair, nails, brows, lashes, dress, potentially new shoes, all the things, right? So it's going to cost you. Now, we said tier 2 is at minimum every other week, right? Twice a month. Tier 1 at minimum once a month. So you might do a tier 2 and a tier 1. That way you did 2 events in a month, which is the minimum. One of them can be tier 1, one of them can be tier 2. Or if you can add more to your roster, if you can afford to do so and you can make the time, you could do 2 tier 2 events, which is ideal, and then 1 tier 1 event every month. So that's 3 events a month. Got it? 2 to 3 events. If you can add more, if you can afford it, please do it. If not, I understand. But we cannot say that we're serious about meeting the right people, meeting people and meeting the right people, and we're not going outside and seeing people. You work from home, you get your groceries delivered, you get your laundry picked up. I need you to be for real. You got to go outside, okay? So again, tier 1 events are going to be serious in nature, but still male dominated. Tier 2, serious in nature, but entertainment based. Tier 3, your friends, your family, your immediate circle still go, but you're not getting credit for any kind of level of intentionality. Again, you're choosing events that you actually enjoy or would like to try. We're not going outside thirsty, looking for a man. We are living life organically. We're living life intentionally. We're having fun doing the things that we either like to do or would like to try, as well as being strategic and intentional about gentlemen potentially being in the space and potentially being a good fit for us, right? That way we're not coming across as desperate or pathetic. That way we're having a good time whether or not a man is involved, right? We're not centering men about everything that we do. But if you're going to go outside, then this is where you need to go. My last point before I let you guys go, I got to go pick up the babies from school, okay? And then I'm going to, actually, let me put this comment up now so you guys can read it. Good. We talked about good men, right? The men who invest in themselves through conferences and workshops tend to be people who have a growth mindset. That generally is a character trait that women find attractive in a husband, growth mindset. The men who volunteer and pour into their community tend to be people who are more emotionally aware, who are less self-centered, who recognize that community and partnership is how you move forward in life and improve the quality of life for those who are involved in that partnership. Does this sound like qualities that a good man would embody? Yes. And if you're a Christian, does that sound like Christ-like behavior? Yes. Okay. Someone who's going to conferences and who recognize that they don't have all the answers, Sway, and they're willing to listen to others so that they can improve their practices, so that they can be better, they can build on their business, they can build on their career. Sounds like desirable traits to me in a man and in a partner and in a husband. Someone who recognizes that this is not going to be a fast answer. And so I need to implement what I've learned because this is the long haul. They're not hustling for their first name, they're hustling for their last name, family, legacy, generational wealth. You see where I'm going. So, again, how one may define good will vary, but I'm sure that there are some behaviors that most of us would like in a partner. And when you get to that tier one, you're absolutely going to see some of those behaviors be more prominent than in tier two, and definitely in tier three, that's friends and family. Okay. I hope that this has been valuable to you. I know that it's been valuable to you. And this is just the tip of the iceberg of what I teach in my 12-month mentorship, The Partner You Deserve. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link one more time before I get out of here. It is a complimentary consultation. However, do not try to take advantage of me, and because I'm not going to give you free coaching, please only schedule the call if you are ready to do something different and you just need some clarity on the program. You need next steps on how to enroll. You have specific questions on how the program is going to change your life, or you have some doubts, or you need some clarity around something. That is the purpose of anybody's consultation. Anybody's. I'm going to give y'all a quick story because I'm a little bit talkative today. Okay. I was on the phone with my best friend. She was in the gym working it out. A gentleman walked up to her, offered her a free class. She said, "Are you a trainer?" He said, "Yes." She said, "Look here. I understand that these free classes are for the purpose of the gym attendees to get a taste of what training is like. And I am not interested in investing in training. Therefore, I don't want to sign up for your free session because I don't want you to have the wrong impression. Thank you for being a decent human being who's not wasting folks' time. Thank you for being a decent human being who's not wasting folks' time, because I don't have time to waste y'all. I love y'all. But you have to be decisive. You have to be clear about what you want. And if you need help to be sure that this is the right fit for you, the cost is everywhere. I don't play that. I don't play. I'm extremely transparent. I don't play those games. Click the link. You get all the information. It's a 2-minute video. I just recorded it 2 days ago. You'll see from the hairstyle. I just recorded it 2 days ago. It is fresh. It is up to date. It gives you all the information you need. Click the link. I'll have it pinned everywhere. It's in my bio. Schedule your consultation. If you thought that this was good, this is 1/3 of one session with me. I'm going to leave on that note. All right, beautiful people, it's been a pleasure. I hope that this has been valuable to you. If it has, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. You click the link to schedule your consultation if and only if you are ready to transform your love life with my 12-month mentorship program. For those who are former clients, I'll be sending out an email by this weekend letting you know how that mentorship will work for you no matter when you started with me, because I don't want you to feel like I invested, I did the right thing. I did the right thing. And then now look at me. Everyone else gets 12 months and I only got 8 weeks, or only got 6 months, or only got 4 months, or whatever it was when you signed up. I want to make sure that everyone is honored and everyone is helped, because I want you to win. This is not a money grab at all. Literally, I'm going to be investing time in you for 12 months and it costs you nothing extra, nothing else. Okay. If you are new coming in, you got to do something different to get a different result. Right. Black Jazz 25 says, yeah, this is only the tip of the iceberg. This is 1/3 of one session of us together. So if you found this valuable and useful, that speaks for itself. All right, folks, got to go. Got to get the babies before they call the cops and turn my kids over to the preset. Love y'all. See y'all next on Friday, 12 noon Eastern, where I have my special guest, Ask Miss Cassandra. She is a marriage and communication coach. She's going to be talking all things marriage. And if you're serious about your love life, hopefully I'll talk to you even sooner than that on your complimentary consultation. All right, folks, have a good one. Bye.